Battle cry. Trembling under the weight. How much more do you expect me to take? I give and give until I break. I crave calm, but all I find in this forsaken place is chaos. I shelter in place to wait out the storm, but there never seems to be an end. My mind and heart are locked in war. Which should I follow? Is either right? You shout, drag her to hell, while the choir gathers to rejoice in my pain. I reply, hell has been here for years. Darkness and emptiness beckon me onward with their battle cry. Revenge. They say revenge is a dish best served cold. Is there enough ice on this earth to chill the retribution you deserve? Your silken touch festers and boils on my skin. I scream in silence until the voices in my head ache. How do I move on from the pain inflicted on me? When I was too young to fight back, you forced me to guard your secrets, shattering my trust in a single, swift move. How is anyone meant to trust after that? I can't breathe. Your invisible hand, still wrapped around my throat. I cry in silence for the child I never got to be. Woven souls. Your love arrived quietly, patiently, a soft whisper beneath life's noise, so gentle I almost missed it. But once it touched me, I knew it was home. No need for questions, no shadow of doubt. You fit into my world like breath fits lungs, effortless, necessary, a calm in the chaos I didn't know I needed. Life has tested us, sent storms disguised as silence, distance dressed as duty, but never once did your hands let go of mine. You stood when I wavered, held me when I broke, spoke light into the corners of my soul that I thought no one would ever see. There's a music that only my heart hears when you're near, a rhythm ancient and new that leads me barefoot into moonlit fields where time slows and worries fall away like leaves in autumn wind. We dance, not just with our feet, but with our spirits, two souls woven by quiet glances and shared dreams, bound in a harmony deeper than words. And in those still moments, I realize you are the melody in my silence, the flame behind the songs love dares to sing.
Unspoken. I still replay that day in my mind, like a film stuck on an endless loop. You needed help, but I wanted to be a regular kid, like so many others my age. I blame myself for your decline. Though how could I have known how severe things were behind the scenes? I was still learning, trying my best to get it right. My guilt gnaws at every joy, turning even fragments of happiness into dizzying grief. How am I supposed to move on when I never heard you say, "It was never your fault, my dear. You were just a child"?
My missing piece. As a child, the damage ran deep, but I learned to smile and say, I'm fine. Now the wounds live quietly inside. I try to move on, but always return to the frightened girl I once was. I close my eyes to breathe, and still I see the coldness in yours. You may have hurt me, may think you won, but I've found someone who sees all of me, who holds the broken and the brave. I found the piece you tried to steal.
The quiet and doing. It starts with a whisper, soft and low, a seed of doubt that starts to grow. It waits in silence, calm, unseen, draped in charm and cloaked in sheen. A glance, a grin, a fleeting thrill, the kind that bends your quiet will. It calls your name, your breath it's thieving, like the serpent in the Garden of Eden. Not every shine is something true. Not every path is meant for you. Yet still it waits with open guise, a lure wrapped up in sweet disguise. You reached too far then lost your grip, entranced by lies on honeyed lips. You saw the trap, yet still gave in to the serpent in the Garden of Eden. Now every shadow knows its sound. and every thrill turns back around. Yet deep inside, you still give heed and feed the serpent what it needs.
Still standing. The wounds began as very vivid proof of the harm you inflicted, as I was called names such as liar and slut or whore. I carved those names into wounds that only lived in my imagination. Never should a child be discouraged for calling out their abuser. Yet I was. I had to mask all of the pain behind a smile I painted in desperation. The cracks soon chipped away at the already flimsy shield. Another trusted face hid the same dark truth. Stepped into your shoes. Once again I was back to safeguarding secrets that were not meant for me to keep. I silently cried into my pillow at night, and when he attacked again, I was chastised for being his secret keeper, not comforted for being his victim. But I am not your silence, not your shame, not the lies you wrapped around me like chains. I am the voice that trembled but never died, the girl you tried to erase. Still standing, still rising. Each scar speaks truth you tried to bury. And I no longer carry your secrets, only my own strength.
Where breezes speak. Autumnal breezes blowing softly past stir memories like leaves that never last. Golden hush falls over field and tree, a fleeting waltz of time and reverie. They carry the scent of earth grown wise, of amber dusk and fire-streaked skies. Each whisper tells of days once bright, now folding gently into night. Bare branches reach with quiet grace, as shadows dance in warm embrace. The world exhales in softened tone, a moment's peace, a sigh well known. So let me linger while they pass, these tender winds through thinning grass. They speak of endings wrapped in gold, of beauty brave and growing old.
Electrified and unbound. I stood alone where shadows creep, beneath the sky's electric sweep. And in that hush before the storm, the air grew thick, no longer warm. Energy zapped through me, wild and raw. A crackling truth I never saw. Not fear, not pain, but something more. A silent scream the heavens wore. My fingers tingled, soul awake. The ground beneath began to quake. Each heartbeat pounded like a drum, a signal that the change had come. It wasn't just the sky that split, but something deep that finally lit. A charge, a flame I could not flee. Energy zapped through me, setting me free. No longer still, no longer bound. I danced within the thunder's sound. The storm had found a home to be, inside the restless pulse of me.
Trapped in revolve. My thoughts spiral like a carousel I can't escape. Each memory a painted horse in endless shape. Round and round, no end in sight. Even dreams blur day with night. I reach for calm, for silent ground. But calliope tunes still circle round. A laugh, a cry, a whispered name. Each turn brings back the same old shame. I wear a smile that doesn't fit, while inside, shadows rise and sit, grasping reins that slip through air, tethered to ghosts that are no longer there. I want to jump, to stop the ride, but fear what waits on the other side. So I spin in silence, worn and numb, praying for stillness that may never come.
Numb. I couldn't think, I couldn't breathe, just stared ahead with nothing to believe. No tears came, no shaking hands, just silence I could barely stand. Your voice was distant, like a dream. each word a blur, detached from meaning. I watched you leave, but didn't flinch. Pain stopped coming inch by inch. I didn't fight, I didn't fall. Just felt nothing. Nothing at all. Like floating just beneath the skin. Alive outside, but dead within. I couldn't move, I couldn't plead. No hunger, hope, or aching need. Just empty space where love once lived, and numbness was all I could give.